Good evening. Thousands of young people will be able to vote for the first time in the general election in May. And with Birmingham being the youngest city in Europe, 75,000 young people will now be able to have their say at the ballot box. But will they? Some parts of the city recorded the lowest turnouts in the UK in the last general election, only 48.7% in Ladywood. The BBC's Brumvotes is trying to find out what young people think, and some of what they say you might find surprising. Noel Phillips has this report from the cutting edge of politics for some young potential voters.
Antonio's 24 and runs his own hairdressing shop in Great Bar in Birmingham. He's never voted, and neither have many of his customers. So we got them talking to 5 election candidates about what they feel is important, and they weren't always the issues you might think. First up is Liberal Democrat candidate Lee Darg, who seems to understand why young people might be reluctant to vote.
If you go and vote and you go and see your mates on May the 8th, right, you go to the pub or whatever, yeah man, what did you do last night? I went to go and vote. Are you going to tell them that? Is that something that you'd be proud to talk about and something you'd actually say?
I totally understand what you're saying.
Is it though, do you think?
Education is about understanding what affects you and what can actually benefit you and what we can do to support. And what are the issues you have locally and how we can support that as well.
If I vote for UKIP, will you legalize cannabis?
No.
No, why?
Why? I think that the problem that this country has with drugs is a really serious problem.
So have you ever tried smoking cannabis?
No.
Never?
Never.
What's your views on prostitution?
Well, I'd like to see a lot more protection for females that are seeking to do this kind of activity. There's far too many women suffering from prostitution at the moment, and we need a lot more protection for people in this situation.
And for the Conservatives, a question about immigration.
Generally, I think people should have value, so they should come across here, be able to work here freely, as long as their reason for being here is not to take advantage of the benefit system.
Now running in Birmingham is Brumvotes, a local digital service for young people in the run-up to the general election. You can hear more from Antonio online on social media sites like Instagram and YouTube, and you can get involved by talking to us on Twitter. Back at the barbershop, has meeting the candidates changed any views?
I knew the importance, but I didn't actually really understand how important it really was to vote, so I will be voting, yeah.
Noel Phillips, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.